Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you are here. Today I have my palette roundup for the month of June. I have all of the palettes that I wore. Spoiler, they are all Colourpop palettes. I did film my Colourpop collection end of May, I want to say. I have not gotten it up as of filming this at the very end of June because life, and I also knew I had some other palettes I needed to find. So decided to but to try out the Colourpop palettes that I hadn't worn before, so that's why they're all Colourpop this month. But I also am going to throw on all of the face palettes that I have been using this month as well. I went through and I was like, I need to kind of get an idea of what palettes I have that I haven't tried yet. So I took my palettes, and most of them were like, there's two that are just like blush, but the rest of them are like a blush, bronzer, highlighter. So wore them one day a piece, maybe 2 days, depending on how many products were in them, but they were all full face palettes other than those two blush. So I'm going to show you those as well. I'll put those at the end. I'm going to go through my ranking like I normally do, but which palettes did you use? Are you interested in which palettes? Hopefully you are. So in the order that I used them this month, I'm starting with the Midnight Masquerade from Disney and Colourpop. Most of these are Disney. Then I have the Frozen 2 Elsa palette. Then I have the Mulan live action palette. They're all Colourpop. I keep wanting to say Colourpop, but we already know. Then we have the Harry Potter, the Wizarding World, and this one is also Colourpop. The only non-Disney this time. Another Frozen 2. This is Anna. Then we have It's a Princess Thing, which was their first collab, I believe, with Disney. And then the Misunderstood palette, which was the Villains collection. So those are the palettes. If you're interested in seeing all of the eye palettes and all of the face palettes that I wore this month and what I have on my face, because I'll mention that as we go, just keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes, what your favorite palettes are, and all that good YouTubey stuff. Maybe I'll sprinkle in the face palettes here and there. We'll see. Let me know if you like that or not, because I'm probably going to do something similar next month because I want to try to test out as many of my face palettes as possible as well. We're going to start with my two blush. They're duos, but they're still counted. I'm still counting them as palettes because they do have two pans in each one. So here we go. They are both by Gwen Stefani, her Give brand. The ones on this side, this is the Stars Aligned, and then on the other side is Flirty Talk. Let's open them up so you can kind of see. So we have Stars Aligned. Well, it's the opposite. And this was very pretty. I did like both of these colors. The one is more of a shimmer blush, and the other one is more of a matte. And they were both very beautiful. You could blend them, but go in softly with those. The same with this set. With the darker of the two, this is Flirty Talk. That is, I'm wearing this one on my cheeks right now, so it did go on and it went a little out of control, but I think I kind of made it work. It's a little much, but I am going to keep both of them. Even if I wasn't in love with them, I would keep them because they're Gwen Stefani and I love Gwen Stefani. And she made some really good products, so I'm very sad that Give just like disappeared. But yeah, that's the first two face kind of things that I used. In last place, we have the Mulan palette. I am sad about this one. Beautiful artwork on it. The color story, it's okay. It's a little warm toned for a neutral palette. Like, it does have the reds, but everything else is kind of a warm tone, which is not necessarily my favorite. We're gonna put this down so I can read and hold up all of the swatches. So I said terrible. There was fallout all over the place. Galore is the word I would use. The looks would fade. Not crazy about the color story either. Just definitely not one that was fun. Did not feel great. This red in the middle is kind of, it's on the borderline of a chunky glitter. It's kind of a weird texture performance. Like some of the shimmers look absolutely beautiful, but like this one is probably the only one that didn't have fallout on my eye, which is up here on the top. Just disappointing all around. I know it is not a new palette by any means, but definitely not the same Colourpop quality as other palettes that I have that are the same age or even older. They performed better. So I feel like this was just kind of a dud. And if you didn't get it, don't feel bad. I have two more face palettes. These are actually palettes. So you have the blush, highlighter, and bronzer in here. The first one I have up here is the Lovecraft Beauty Astro Allure, and this is in the shade Light Medium. This is it over here on the side, this side here. You can see that the blush does have that nice pinkness to it, but it is not nearly as bright as it looks in the pan. The highlighter is very beautiful. That's my favorite part about this. The bronzer I was a little worried about because it looked a little dark for me, but it worked really nicely. So this was actually quite nice and a win. The other one I have is Rimmel. This is one of the ones that they did with Kate Middleton back in the day. And this is 001 Golden Sands. So the highlight on this one is pretty much non-existent on my hand. It's there, but I don't think you can see it at all because it's basically the same shade as my hand. So then I have the bronzer and the blush. They're both pretty light, but this is a good one. This might be something that I try to pan. I need to figure out, I haven't decided what I'm doing in the fall for things. Like if I want to try to pan something like this, if I want to do like my Tartiste bronzer and highlight, that might be too much highlight. Or do I want to do something like this, or just like individuals that I want to work on? I don't know. So anyway, those are both very nice and definite keepers. In sixth place, we have the Misunderstood palette from the Disney Villains collection. This is the palette that I have on my eyes currently. So I have this, which shade? I think I did Devious today. Devious. That's kind of in my crease. And then I have this shade down here, the Fates, which is the dark blue. And then I put this one right next to it, Flotsam, on top. That is the look. It's probably not the most blended when I close my eyes, so hopefully it doesn't look atrocious. But this is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I do like this. I just wish it was a little bit tweaked a little bit. So we have it here. Let me read out as I show you the colors on my hands. So I said so many shimmers. It's a lot of shimmers. There's like 4 mattes. I want to say five mattes, but one of them is that stark white. Oh, I also have the white on under my brow bone. You can't, it blends in nicely, so that's good. So many shimmers. I need some more mattes, something else, maybe in a different tone in the mid-range, because we have these two, which are fine, but you know, we have the purple and the blues. I just felt like I needed a mid-tone and something else that was matte. Odd mix of shades overall, like you can kind of see that. I wanted more brights. So there's those 2 brights, and I did a look with those 2. This looks much brighter than it does in the pan. It looks like a navy, but it doesn't really look like that here. So there we go. Holding it up. It's a decent palette. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's probably not one that I'm going to be reaching for much, so I probably will put it back in my Villains case, because I have the entire Villains collection in the PR box because I bought it. And I don't know. I liked it. It had some nice shimmers in it. The lighter shimmers especially were the ones that I felt the most called to. But is it... Let's see. I used the green with the black, which I don't usually use black, and that was fine. I used these 2 together, the purple and like this turquoisey, like teal blue, I guess. That was fine. I don't know. It was fine. Not one, like there's the other palettes in here I liked a lot more. All right, back to a couple face palettes. These are both from Estee Lauder. I have mixed feelings about these two. So first we're gonna go over this little guy, and this was the Pure Color Envy Cheek palette Glow in 2, and it's over here. I like the bronzer, I like the blush. The shimmer, the highlighter is too dark for me, and you can see it down here. It is quite dark, has quite a bit of presence to it, so it did not look good on me. So I'm a little on the fence, like whether I should keep this one or not because of that, you know, it's too dark, it's too deep of a highlight. This other one is a Enchanted Glow, and I did these out of order. So it's this one over, yes, on this side. I did it out of order so you could see the highlights, the blush, and the bronzers against each other. This bronzer, or this highlighter is way too dark for me. It looked terrible, and it went on quite strong, and I was like trying to blend it out and get rid of it a little bit because it was not good on my skin tone at all. But once again, I like the blush and the bronzer, like they're very pretty shades. So do I keep them for that? Do I let somebody with a deeper skin tone have these? I don't know. They're so pretty. I really like the blushes. So I think my plan is to keep them right now, but you know, that might be something that I consider decluttering down the road. All right, in 5th place, I have the Frozen 2 palette of Anna, and I'm not going to swatch the glitter that's in the middle because I know it's a chunky glitter, and that one that I was a little unsure of from Mulan, oh, that was a chunky glitter. I had to go wash my hands because I had glitter all over my hand after I wiped off the swatches. So yeah, we're not going to do that again. Anyway, here you go, all of the shades together. You can see that the two purples are a little similar in nature when they are swatched. One's matte, one is shimmer. But what do I think about this palette? So I said glitter, and I made a face. Okay, color story, I would like a bit more variety. It feels very one note, like one tone and level. Everything's kind of a really mid-tone, slightly darker. There's not a lot of light in it. I just wanted something, yes, you have that one white, but just something, maybe a lighter purple, something to lighten it up just a little bit because it feels it's a very fall palette, but it doesn't have that range of depth, if that makes sense. So that's why it did not rate higher. 2 more of the face palettes. These are both from Lancome. This first one is 126 Nectar Lace, and this is the Starlight Sparkle Face Palette in Glow. So this first one, 3 pans, that bronzer, that's double swatched. It is a very light bronzer. The blush is really pretty. The shimmer, the highlighter works well as well, but it's just light enough that I could make it work. So yes, I will be keeping this one. I feel like maybe this one would be a good one. I don't know. See, I want to pan, I want to get some stuff out. So I feel like that might be something good to pan, but so might the Rimmel. And then we have this one, which is from one of those holiday sets. And you have 2 blushes. They did not swatch very well. They felt pretty rough, a little bit patchy, but I did make them work. I like the bronzer on this one. The shimmer, I went in a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. When I was swatching it, there you go, a little bit better. I kind of was like, what am I doing? Because I got used to trying to like blend those 2 blushes in. So it's an okay one. It's not my favorite of all of the ones that I tried out this last month. Right in the middle, I have the Disney Designer Midnight Masquerade palette. This one is beautiful. I love the artwork. Love the dolls that came along with this as well. Did not get all of them because they put out too many in this set, and then they did D23 dolls too. We're getting off track, but beautiful. Here we go. I did not swatch this one or this one because those are chunky glitters, and I was like, nope, not gonna do it. So you will only see 13 of the shades swatched in this one because of those chunky glitters, which is also going to be my first thing. Glitter, sad face. Pretty warm overall, a bit dark, but neutral overall. Like, I feel like there's a good neutral kind of shift towards them. The colors work well and can be built. So overall, I did enjoy this palette. I just enjoyed the top three a little bit more. That's why it's right here in the middle. And it's a nice one. So glad that I have it. I'm glad that I have it. Okay, next up I have two of my face palettes again. I have the Sweet Peach Glow from Too Faced. This one was pretty controversial back in the day. It was not the same quality as some of the other things they put out. This is it over here on this side. So pretty highlighter. It's a teensy bit dark, but it works well. I like the blush color. I like the bronzer. It's a light bronzer, but it has a nice glow to it. So this is another contender I could maybe pan. Maybe. The blush might be a bit much for what I want to do for teaching. And then I have my Coach from Sephora, and this one, I don't remember, he was like unicorn or something. And this was so good. The highlighter is a little dark, I will admit that. So there we go, highlighter, a little dark, but the bronzer, it looks a little dark, but I could make it work. And that blush are so pretty. They're a little dark for my shade, so I have to go on very lightly with them, but very pretty. This would be a great candidate to pan because the pans are so small, but I think it's a little dark for teaching. So I'm going to, plus I'm not in the mood to pan this one because I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. So don't feel like if I got it out of my collection, it would still be in my collection, you know? But yeah, both of those were very nice. All right, in third place, we have the Elsa palette from Frozen 2. Here we go. Once again, not going to swatch that middle one because glitter, and you'll see that in my comments. But pretty color story. I don't know. I like that there's a variety of tones and shades in here. So let's talk about it while we look at my swatches. So glitter. I like the color story overall. It's surprising and it worked well. Would like a mid-tone matte, maybe another one, but overall it was nice. I liked, you got a couple of nice shimmers in there. You got 4 shimmers in there, and you know, just replace that glitter with maybe a different mid-tone matte for crease, and I think it would be really, really nice. And yeah, really pretty, just like the other two a little bit more. That's why it's in third. Okay, I was going to do this one just by itself, but I want to finish with my eyeshadow palette. So we have the Smashbox. This is the Sculpting Cheek palette, and you have 6 shades in there. I have 5 of them here, and then the highlighter over here because I ran out of space. And then I'll show you the other palette in a second. This one was nice. I don't really understand this like powder. Can I use it as like a setting powder? I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It says it's a highlight and then a turn it on pearl. So I don't feel like that is really a highlight. I mean, I guess it's a matte highlight, which I have no use for, but we have that one. Then the other 3 that are over here, where are they? Yes, over here. That very light one in the middle. This is the Pat McGrath Nirvana and Bloom palette. That's what it looks like. Very pretty. I like these a lot. It's a little warm tone, the bronzer, but I can make it work. Forgive me, I'm getting oilier because it is hot in here. In second place, it is It's a Princess Thing palette, the original one. And yes, beautiful illustrations. Love the dolls that corresponded with them. Yes, do I have all of these? No, I'm missing Snow White, the first one that came out. Did not get her. And then just went to an auction and watched her go for like half of what I paid for. Yeah, that was sad. Anyway, and I didn't have to wake up at 3 in the morning to try to order her either. So here we go. Here we have the color story. It's a really good color story, I feel. This is one that I could wear and test out some of my bright reds and my dark reds because it's a nice neutral. So I said pretty good variety, a couple shimmers, felt a little old, mostly the pink one and the purple one. Those are the ones that felt a little bit more crumbly. Almost basic in colors, but overall very happy with it. I enjoyed the looks that I made with it. I enjoyed having something that was kind of neutral, so I could do something a little bit more bolder, a bit bolder on the lips. And yeah, it was a really good one, and I'm happy that I have it. The last two palettes, face palettes, are very different. We have the Ulta Beauty. This was a gift with like purchase type of item. This is what it looks like. It is over here, sorry, with the white. This is another one. Perhaps, I think these are pretty narrow pans, so maybe this is the one that I should pan. It is the largest. And, you know, translucent powder should be pretty easy to get through. So we have that one. Then the other one that I have over here is Urban Decay. This is the Jean-Michel Basquiat, I believe. It's been a while since I've like tried to pronounce his name. And I like that this you can hang on the wall as art, which I thought was a pretty cool thing. And that's what the 4 shades look like. They are very pretty. Little dark on the bronzer, but I did make it work going in very, very lightly. But the blushes, I like that purple blush. It's unlike anything really else that I have. At first place, you probably have figured out what first place is. It is the Harry Potter palette. I'm only going to swatch half of this at a time because, well, there's a lot. So we have 24 cents. Oh my gosh. Colors in here. So I have the first 3 rows swatched here. You can see they vary greatly. Some of them have more of a presence than others, but you have a good variety of kind of light and medium throughout those first 3 rows. You get a lot that you can build with, I found, as I was working with this one. So let me swatch the last 12 and then I'll give you all of my thoughts. All right, we have the last 12, which are the bottom. I'm going to hold it this way so you can kind of see. Yeah, that one is chunky glitter. And the one next to it, this one here, it's weird. Like it's glitter, but it kind of disappeared as I was swatching it. A little different. Anyway, let me tell you my thoughts. I said, works well, wide variety of colors, like the variety and range of shades. Works well, like shimmers, mattes are nice. So I repeated myself a little bit on it because I used it an extra day because I wanted to really get a lot of tries with this because I think 18 is the most I might have, 15, 18 maybe. I don't know if I have any 18s. So this one was much larger. And I really liked it. I enjoyed all of the looks that I did. I did some with the green. I did a little bit of the blue, this blue, and just had a lot of fun with it. And I thought it was a nice palette. I don't know if they still have any of the Harry Potter. So anyway, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let me know what palettes you have or remember, wish you might have gotten. I know these are mostly old palettes. Sorry, just trying to wear all of my palettes at least a few times. Anyway, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.